Hello, everyone. Today is episode 2 of our mapping drama archives. It took a little bit for me to remember what it was called. Um, Today we're going to be talking about probably one of the most significant shifts in sort of recent OSU memory in terms of how we started to treat basically jump slop, if you will, right? As the term is now called. It wasn't really called that at the time. And one of the most significant turning points was JUSTadICE, where really this idea of content bloat and like sort of low quality slop kind of came to came to the forefront of the discussion. So there was lots of discussion about this, and for context, we're specifically talking about sort of the entire set, where each of these difficulties was generally content bloat. They weren't very different, and this is the after veto version, right? Like I don't have the old version, but to give you an idea, this is the top diff of what we're kind of dealing with. It doesn't really follow the song very well. But this is like that classic 2018 anime farm, 2019 anime farm that we kind of, some people look back fondly on that era. So there's that. But looking at the veto itself, there was a very extensive amount of veto. There's actually several parts to it. So there's 2 parts. And, for in particular, these were too similar, and there's a whole document here to break that down. Like, oh my god. Pop off, Yaspo. And there's a whole lot more. I'm not going to spend the time to go through that, and that if you want to dive through this, you are more than welcome to. But the part 1 is basically they were too similar, right? Between several of the difficulties, basically content bloat, and the design and difficulty of the 8 highest difficulties is too similar, constant content bloat and artificial score inflation. Obviously, we don't have those anymore. A lot of them were deleted. But so this is the cleaned up set, I guess, spread. So clearly the veto was upheld. So yeah. You can go through and read some of those chat histories and things like that as you so desire. The set is ranked. All this is publicly available. But what ended up happening as a result of really this set in particular, and not saying that we had never had sort of content bloat discussions, in particular, in 2018, at the end of 2018, Raiden made a guideline edition to try to reduce, or proposed, I should say, a guideline edition to reduce the amount of redundant content in the ranked section. Content that is already ranked cannot be reutilized for rank unless there's at least 80% difference between the 2 creations. So there's already been sort of some pushback against this idea of content bloat. So there's that. Obviously, this doesn't really address the concern. So Yaspo made a new, and a response just a couple days after, really. He made a new guideline proposal to avoid having too many difficulties with similar rhythm, intensity, and other emphasis methods in the same set, to avoid unnecessary bloating of the rank section and artificially increased scores. So, and there's a whole lot of discussion there and all that, so feel free to take a look. All the links for these things will be in the description of the video, so feel free to do a deep dive on that. So yeah, that's JUSTadICE, and this was a pretty dramatic set. Lots of drama on this one, and it is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to have the background for the next video that we're going to go, the next veto that we're going to go talk about. So, or I should say the next drama as in general. It's not just about the veto, it's about the drama. All right, so yeah, thanks.